So I've got a bit of a different video today to kind of, be a little bit introspective and share a little bit about myself and something that I've been doing over the past 2 weeks that I wanted to share with you because it's kind of helped my personal life and it may help you as well. I recently took 2 weeks off of work and just a normal, vacation. My firm that I work for is very gracious in giving us the entire week of 4th of July off. And then I took another week before that. And I wanted to kind of spend some effort this time, doing some self-improvement a little bit, right? And two things that I've wanted to do is start journaling a little bit, just kind of get my thoughts out. I have trouble with, overwhelm and forgetting things that pass me by. And I want to kind of capture a little bit of that better. And then the other one was try to reclaim some of my time and focus by getting out of some of these algorithms or mostly reducing my screen time on my phone. So I found an application partway through my vacation that I wanted to share with you. I'm not in any way affiliated with it. There's no affiliate links or anything like that. I'm paying monthly for this, which is the most expensive way to do it. I'm just kind of seeing how it goes, and it's been about 20 days. So I wanted to share it because it's working really well for me. To show my screen here a little bit, this is my screen time on my phone. So I realized that about 4 days into my time off, I was spending an extremely high amount of time on my screen, just doom scrolling, right? Spending time not getting anywhere, just doing stuff on my phone. And it was getting ridiculous. And I've heard about this, kind of concept of dumb phones and getting out of the algorithm, kind of making your phone less attractive to use. So I thought I would explore that and find one of those applications. Now, as you can see on my screen here, the first 4 days, it was insane, like way, way high, almost all day long on my phone. I averaged 19 hours of screen time per day for that week. It was up 71% versus when I was working. And it's like, I'm just going to waste my whole vacation. So as you can see, I downloaded that app and I started using the dumb phone concept on that Thursday, and you can see how it dropped. Now, fast forward to the next week, it dropped 65%. My first week of vacation to my second week of vacation, 65% less time on my phone. And then since I've been back at work, I've continued that trend, right? Now, instead of 19 hours a day, I'm averaging like 6 hours a day on my phone, which is still not great, but it's a huge improvement. And the app that I used to do that is this one. It's called Blank Spaces Launcher. There's a whole bunch. If you search the App Store for like dumb phone, there's a lot of solutions out there. This is the one I picked. I just saw it on a YouTube video. Again, no way affiliated with anybody there. I just tried it out. It had high reviews and I like it. So I downloaded this, and essentially what it does is it replaces your home screen with a blank home screen and two giant widgets. So you've got a big widget for a launcher, just text that launches applications, then another one that could be a clock or the weather. And it, just takes a lot of the flash and addictiveness visually off of the phone. And what's nice about it too is this one has an app lock functionality as well. So I can lock applications using like the built-in screen time functionality. It programs, the app programs screen time to where it can lock out applications, and then it can, force you basically to do like a breathing exercise before you can access the application. And then it limits the amount of time to access that app. So you're kind of breaking that addiction right there. So that's how you lock the applications. You set it on a schedule, and then you kind of, build these habits. Now, if I scroll down here, to the price for this app. It does have an in-app purchase. There are some free options out there. I'm doing one because it's got the dumb phone and the app lock built in. So it's worth that $4 a month for me. There is a lifetime subscription for $24. I'm doing the $4 a month just to see how it goes. And then I might, upgrade if this kind of changes my life for the long term. But that's essentially the application and the screen time. Now, this is what mine looks like. I want to just take you on a tour of what it looks like. So my home screen has been replaced with this widget up at the top that's just the weather. I have Notes, which opens up Notion on my phone. Journal, which opens up the Day One application. Again, I'm trying to journal every day and get my thoughts out of my brain. Reader, which is the Readwise reader. Chat GPT, would open up Chat GPT, use it as my personal AI assistant. YouTube, because I love watching YouTube, is pretty much the main thing that I consume visually. I don't watch a ton of TV, things like that. It's mostly YouTube. Music launches Spotify for me. And then podcast launches the Snipped application for me. That's my podcasting app. So I can save clips and do things like that. And then down at the bottom, I have two icons, only two icons on this home screen. The first is messages. That's because I wanted to have that badge for if somebody is texting me. I want the only notification, if I swipe over, the only notification that I have is those texts coming in, because a lot of times my wife or my kids will text me, and I want to make sure that I don't miss those. And then the second is the camera, just so I can capture moments again to feed into that journal, capture moments easily. I know I can just swipe down and hit the camera icon right there, but I have the camera at the bottom as well, so it's an easier way to access it. So that's my home screen configuration. Now, if I go to the actual app itself, this is what it looks like. Blank spaces. There are a lot of bugs in it. I do kind of have to, work around some things and weirdness with configuring it. But once it's set, it's pretty well working out of the box. So there's those widgets. If you want to add something, you click the plus button, and then I can add any application that I want to. It's just got a huge library of every app known, and you can add those applications. If you want to name something different, you just tap on it. So if I wanted to call Chat GPT, if I just wanted to call it chat, I hit done, and then see how it says chat will open up the Chat GPT app. So it kind of hides the name, does custom text. That's my only widget. I think you can have 4 or 5 widgets and put them in a stack, but I just have the one right there, try to keep it simple. Then the app lock is up here at the top. It's the padlock icon. Now I've got 2 app locks on my phone to kind of reduce distractions. The first one is just a general evening, be with the family type of thing. So what I've got is I have from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. every day, I lock the social apps on my phone so that I have to do a breathing exercise. I'm limiting the amount of time I use those apps when I'm, doing family stuff, right? So if I go into those apps at the top, you can see that I've selected basically everything social except for messages and FaceTime. I want to be able to communicate, but I don't need the social aspect. And then the other thing is down here under social, I think it's under productivity. I'm also blocking Microsoft Teams, so I don't get distracted. That's my personal time. I'm trying to get away from that. Now I have that scheduled in the evening, and then I have basically a gap after 9 o'clock until midnight where I get in bed. I know it's not healthy to scroll your phone before you go to bed, but I get in bed, I check my calendar for the next day, check my emails, kind of, try to get to sleep. And then what I did is I have a problem where I wake up in the middle of the night, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I check my phone for emails or Teams chats. And I want to break myself of that habit because I'll wake up at 2 a.m. and then all of a sudden it's 4:30 and I'm still scrolling on my phone. So I have this second app lock called Sleep. And if I open that up, that is from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. every day. I lock the same applications, but I have added on the app of Outlook and Microsoft Teams so that I I would have to do a breathing exercise to unlock my email to see like what's going on at work and end up, stuck in my email, replying to things at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I need to get away from that. So that's how I have it configured. If I click the plus button, I'll show you how it works out real quick to just show you how to configure a new app lock. We'll say that I want to lock everything down all the time. So I'll leave it with always, and then I'll just check the social button, and then I'll hit done. And at the bottom, I'll hit save. So I've got this new one. It says locked active right there at the top. Now, if I scroll over, you'll see that all of these apps are grayed out, right? Facebook, LinkedIn, those apps are grayed out for me. So if I wanted to open up LinkedIn, for example, I would have to tap on LinkedIn. It says, hey, this app is locked. And do you want to, unlock it? You hit OK. And then what it's going to do is it sends a notification to my phone right here. So it sends a notification, and then now I have to inhale, and then after, a few seconds, I have to exhale, do that, single deep breath. And then what's going to come up here is, do you still want to unlock this app after you've taken a deep breath? I'll say yes. And then now, do you want to use it for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 20 minutes? We'll say 5 minutes right there, the second one. And then, okay, you can use it now. So now that I did that breathing exercise, it's unlocked. Like LinkedIn is lit up now. So I can then tap on it, and then I can, scroll. And after 5 minutes, it's going to go ahead and kick me back out of my LinkedIn app. And I would have to do another breathing exercise. So that's just a quick example of what I'm doing to kind of dumbify my phone. Now, where I might go to kind of take this to the next step is the dumb phone movement. I'm seeing that people are like starting with their smartphone, then they're getting like a flip phone. I don't think I would go that far, personally. I still have all the apps on my phone. I'm just trying to restrict them and make them harder to get to. But a couple of things are interesting to me in, peeling off some of the device functionality in my phone, going back to dedicated devices. Some of the things that you might do is picking up an old iPod. I've got probably like 5 or 6 iPods. I've kind of gotten into collecting them again, and geeking out about it. But picking up an iPod and putting your music on there in a thoughtful way and curating your music specifically kind of break you out of the algorithm of things like Spotify. This one is an iPod Nano 7th gen. I like this. I think this one's really cool because it's 16 gigs. It's got a good amount of space. It also has Bluetooth in it. It's the oldie model that has Bluetooth natively. So you could pair it with AirPods, and then you've got wireless listening on the go. It's also got a lightning connector, so it's a bit more modern than that 30-pin connector. What I'd love to do personally is I want to take like an old iPod, like a 4th gen, and modify it with Bluetooth and a big battery and like, flash storage and stuff. But in the meantime, you can do something like that. Another thing is the camera, right? These are better quality cameras than what come on the iPhone, and carrying a camera around might help me be more, like in the moment and capture something without looking through it, through a phone screen. So carrying a separate camera is, an idea. And then third is in those moments where you're distracted and, trying to avoid looking at your phone all the time is something like this. You can do like a retro handheld or like some kind of gaming console. This is my Analog Pocket. I have a couple of these, but this essentially can be my device for like, instead of scrolling on my phone and doom scrolling for a bit, maybe I open up Tetris, or maybe I open up a game and kind of play some retro games for a little while. I can just turn it off real quick and put it to sleep. Put all that in a sling bag and go away for the day, and you kind of like strip yourself from that dependency on your phone. But a pretty different topic this time around. I just wanted to share something that I've been using, and it has helped me reclaim my time a little bit, and maybe it will help you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.